Hi, my name's Kemble. I'm the cruise reporter at Travel Weekly, and I'm honoured today to be with Antonio Paradiso, MSC Cruises UK boss. Antonio, thank you so much for joining us today on this historic day. We're on MSC Virtousa. Just tell us what today means to you and why it's so important.
Well, after 14 months, first of all, welcome on board.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy to see our customers, our lovely customers, back on this beautiful ship. So after 14 months of hard work, we had to work on the framework, on the health and safety protocol. We're finally here, so we're finally have the opportunity to restart cruising from UK shores.
Yes.
And it's definitely an emotional and exciting day. Many thoughts went through my mind yesterday. I was excited. When you can feel butterflies in your stomach, that things are finally happening. And I'm delighted. So most of our customers are already on board. So it was a rather smooth embarkation. Everybody followed the rules.
Yes.
So I'm really, really pleased, to hear that everything is going well.
Yeah, it was a very seamless embarkation. I was very impressed with that.
Thank you.
How much work went into that? With the hazmat suits and administering the tests, but it all felt everyone was good-natured and it was.
So 2 months of preparation.
Really?
So we've been testing it over and over again, especially in the past, couple of weeks. So this is the reason why we brought MSC Virtousa to the UK a little bit earlier than scheduled.
Yeah.
But thanks to our amazing colleagues and crew, both ashore and on board the ship, we've managed to make this work rather successfully, I would say.
You just touched on it there. Like Magnifica was taken away from the UK and Virtuosa replaced it, and it was it's your new flagship.
Indeed.
Just tell us a little bit about that decision and how you arrived at it. I heard it was quite sort of touch and go.
I still remember the evening when that happened. So quick conversation with Mr. Onorato, so our CEO. We realised straight away that the UK was in a much better shape compared to some other European markets. We already had MSC Grandiosa operating from Italy back then, but we saw that UK was probably one of the first countries to be off the blocks. So for a couple of years now, I've been hearing customers and travel agents saying, Mr. Paradiso, why don't you bring one of your new ships to the UK? So I saw an opportunity really, and we said, why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And
basically, only 5 weeks ago, we started to, we opened sales and we went live, with this amazing ship. And it's unbelievable. The first 5 sailings are already sold out. In just under 2 weeks, we've managed to book every single place available on board.
So are those new bookings, or are they future cruise credit bookings?
I would say probably about 10-15% were future cruise bookings. So people who were booked on other ships, on other programs.
Yeah.
But what has been really surprising, I would say, and encouraging is that we've seen so many new to cruise.
Yeah.
So people who have never been on a cruise ship and suddenly, they saw an amazing opportunity, to come on board our latest, flagship. And they're on board today. Lots of questions prior to boarding. I could feel the excitement and the
How
buzz.
exciting is that?
Yes. But then I realised, if you look at what's available out there, we are pretty limited with options when it comes to staycation. So to spending your well-deserved holidays or just enjoying a break in the UK. So I think cruise ships are actually probably one of the best alternatives out there for all those customers who are looking for a short stay away or a longer holiday in the UK. So we made these ships more and more accessible. This is the first sailing, the maiden voyage, so this is a short cruise, it's a mini cruise.
When you say accessible, you mean accessible to the new to cruise market?
New to cruise market.
Can you go into a bit of detail about that? How have you made it more accessible? Have you tried new marketing channels?
Yes, new marketing channels. We have positioned the product in a completely different way compared to the past. Also thanks to all the lovely partnerships I have in the UK, I've had the opportunity, to break some of those barriers and go beyond, the the
Are we talking
traditional.
about sponsorship with Chelsea Football Club?
Chelsea Football Club is one
an
of them,
example,
but there are many other partnerships.
Yeah.
So yes, we've had the opportunity to start engaging with new customers, so with a completely different audience. And in fairness, the whole situation has actually brought those people to us. So people were basically thinking, okay, so what are the options on the table right now? What can I do?
Yeah.
I can go to Cornwall maybe, or to, I don't know, to the lakes,
Yeah,
okay? Or, you know what? Cruise ships, you know, that's new. And I think the whole cruise industry has been really, really competitive in terms of offering. So we have some amazing prices. So great value for money, I would say.
Yeah.
And more people have been tempted to book a cruise.
You said that new to cruise passengers are on today.
Yes.
Do we have a figure for that? Do we know?
Well, almost 55% of the customers on board are actually new to cruise, believe it or not.
That is incredible.
It's probably the highest percentage I've seen in this market in the past 5 years.
So,
for MSC, of course.
Okay, so 550 passengers in new to cruise?
Approximately.
Approximately, okay.
Indeed.
And how many passengers are not paying a fare today, like, such as myself? Would you be able to share that?
Only 7 of you.
Oh, okay, really?
Everyone else is paying.
Brilliant,
So,
brilliant.
We need to support the industry now. It's about
Of
time,
course.
we bounce back and
Yeah.
start,
Yeah, I think this is a wonderful opportunity you've got to branch out, to get to this new to cruise market that's often mentioned at cruise events that I attend.
Thank you.
And are you still hoping to have passengers on more passengers on your ships post June 21st? That's the plan at the moment, but obviously, there have been noises that the restrictions may not be lifted come 21st of June.
Well, Harry, we are ready for any possible scenario. Right now, if there's one thing we've learned throughout this pandemic is, resilience and agility. We are able, to adapt ourselves, to whatever is happening on land. So we are all hoping that from the 21st of June, many of these restrictions will be lifted because, I cannot deny there's been really, really challenging. Like even on this ship, we are operating this ship at a rather, reduced capacity. So we only have 1,000 people on board because this is in line with the current, UK guidelines. But of course, we hope that after the 24th of June, we are finally allowed, to host more guests on board, and why not, to start visiting different countries,
Yeah.
But again, we are ready for everything, really. So our hopes are very, very high that from the 21st of June things will get better. Should that not be the case, well, we will think about it and react accordingly. But let's be positive.
Yeah.
Let's look at the future in a rather optimistic way, and let's work together, to get the industry back.
Yeah. Okay. And next point, how well sold are the sailings post June 21st? You said the first 5 sailings are sold out.
Yeah, sold out in just under 3 weeks.
How about the
And,
rest of the season? If you don't mind?
So for the rest of the season, I think we are already 50% sold. So we've seen the advantage we have on some of our 7 nights cruises for the very first time ever, at least for MSC in this country. We are boarding people from different ports in the UK.
Yeah.
So in addition to Southampton, where for the very first time we will be boarding people in Liverpool and Greenock in Scotland.
Yeah.
I think we are one of the first cruise lines to do so. And the response we've seen, especially from Scotland and Northern England, has been amazing.
From passengers and agents.
Passengers and agents, why? Because bringing this ship to Liverpool, bringing this ship to Scotland, as I said, has made the whole experience more and more accessible.
Yeah.
So rather than having thousands of customers driving down to Southampton, we're bringing this ship, to their, city.
And that's been reflected in sales.
Yes, so the response from Greenock and Liverpool has been overwhelming. It's been incredible. It's one of the best things I ever did as the MD of MSC Cruises.
You do this in the Mediterranean, don't you? There's several,
Yes.
15, I think, embarkation ports around the Mediterranean for this.
Yes, we have 15 different embarkations.
Yeah.
Not all of them, on the same itinerary.
Yeah, of
but
course,
yes,
of course.
both in the West and East Med, we have different ports of embarkation. So we've been doing that for nearly 2 decades now.
Yeah.
So, and I saw the opportunity to actually do something similar in the UK as well.
Yeah.
Especially given the uncertainty that we have in this country at the moment with
yeah.
the traffic light system. This is green, that's amber. So we said, to avoid even people from driving all the way down, to Southampton, we thought, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I would like to say thank you officially to all the local health authorities, port representatives who have been really supportive throughout this process. I could really feel the excitement in Liverpool and the enthusiasm, so I can only say thank you to both Liverpool and Greenock for the amazing support. In addition, of course, to the amazing support we've received here in Southampton. So, all of this is possible thanks to our colleagues, first of all, to our crew, but more importantly, thanks to the cooperation of everyone involved in this industry, this whole process.
It's certainly a joint effort, I think.
Indeed.
And just finally, you mentioned Greenock and Liverpool. Will there be agent events there? You've got agents on board today.
I have agents on board who have booked their own holidays, so they are guests on board. Now, for the time being, Harry, I have not planned anything because, as you can imagine, there are some restrictions. So eventually, I'll be more than happy, to host some of our amazing agents on board after the 21st of June if the restrictions are lifted. But right now, we need to go, follow the guidelines and make sure that everybody is having a safe and happy holiday on board MSC Virtousa.
That certainly seems to be the case, judging from the happy
yes, I can hear a
faces
bit.
on board.
It's nice to hear this noise in the
chatter.
background. Yeah, the chatter from
haven't heard
people
that for 14
smiling,
months.
raising their glasses.
Yeah.
It feels surreal. The first few minutes I said, "Wow, it's really happening." But yeah, the message is that we are slowly coming back. So it's day one, it's an emotional day, it's a historical day for the industry, and fingers crossed more and more cruise lines will start cruising from the UK.
And importantly, you'll get Brits on board your ships in the Med later in the summer, fingers crossed.
Yes, we are very, very lucky because we are planning on having up to 10 cruise ships operating in Europe this summer. Of course, covering West Med, East Med. Yesterday we announced, MSC has announced that we are the first ones to resume the operations from Germany. When I mean first ones is because we're actually going somewhere, we're actually visiting places. It's not just cruises to nowhere. Also on MSC Virtousa, we're not just stuck on a ship, going nowhere. We're actually visiting places. Of course, there's a protocol for that. People will be allowed ashore, only on board of one of our protected tours and excursions. As I said, is the beginning of a beautiful journey. It's about time that we bounce back. 14 months ago, we were not prepared or ready to deal with such an invisible enemy. We have learned so much. I think this whole COVID experience has completely changed our lives, our daily lives. We're doing so many things that we did not do before the pandemic, and this has also influenced whatever we've done to get this ship up and running. So we've learned so much, and we are way more prepared than we were over a year ago. So as I said, the Grandiosa has been a great test for us, a great opportunity to learn so many things on how to handle this invisible enemy.
Just quickly before we go, how many passengers have you carried during the pandemic in the Mediterranean, like on the Grandiosa and the other ship escapes me?
We had the Magnifica, yes, for a few sailings, and now only I think 2 weeks ago we had MSC side starting from Italy. So far we are just over the 70,000 passengers mark.
Remarkable.
So, and I would like to remind everyone that we started right in the middle of the pandemic, where none of the customers were vaccinated. So. In the UK, we're lucky enough that the vaccine rollout has been extremely successful. So, here we are.
Here we are. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're
today.
welcome.
I really appreciate it. And I hope the viewers at home watched it and enjoyed it. So, thank you so much, Antonio.
Thanks to you.